Good morning. It's so good to be here Monday morning. I just wanted to say hello, and I hope that you had a wonderful Easter and that you remembered that my mom did this beautiful lesson with my kids yesterday about the names of Christ and the meanings of those names and different, and anyway, it was just beautiful. She made these empty tomb rolls, with the marshmallows, and my kids loved them. And I'm so grateful that we have a savior who loves us and cares about us enough to that he, regardless of the place that we are, he's ready to help us wherever we are and meet us where we are. And I'm so grateful for that. Let's go ahead and get started with a little meditation. So just go ahead and take some deep breaths. And imagine the roots that are growing out of your feet through whatever you're on, all the way through any grass, soil, any of the layers of the earth, growing and spreading out down through the layers of the earth, down to the core of the earth. And this gives you access to that core energy of the earth. And you can feel that coming up through you, through all of your roots into your body, filling every single cell of your body. And then through the top, the crown of your head, you feel this white, rainbowy, sparkly light from heaven coming down through that crown of your head, spreading throughout your body to every single cell of your body, and even down through your feet, down to the core of the earth. And as you have both of these energies flowing, cleansing, and nourishing your body, giving light and oxygen and purifying all of every single cell of your body, I want you to just take a minute and to feel that earth and that Christ energy cleansing and nourishing you. And I'm going to combine a couple different meditations this morning. The main one is from Melanie Jacobson, and she has this beautiful 5-day free meditation that you can go through that walks you through the different parts of her meditation, and it is so good and so beautiful. And I would encourage you to go to her Facebook page, and I will tag the name. It's something like 5-day free meditation. I don't know. I will tag her in this post and tag that page. And that's where we're going to start. So just take a deep breath, and think about standing in front of a beautiful, beautiful door. And I want you to take a minute and just see, what does this beautiful door look like for you? Is it wood, or is it some kind of a metal, or is it gold, or what kind of a door is it? And what is the shape? What does the door handle look like? And as you walk up to this door, I want you to feel like it is Christmas, like more Christ, because that's what Christmas means, more Christ. And as you come up to this door, you feel such excitement and anticipation and to open this door. And you feel the love and the gratitude that you have and the excitement you have for opening this door. And you open this door, and on the other side is a beautiful field, a beautiful, lush, grassy flowers field that you step down, you go through the door and you step down onto this beautiful grass, and the sun is shining on you, and you decide what you want to do. If you want to lay on this grass and just feel so rooted to the earth and feel your root connection down to the core of the earth, or if you want to stand there and just feel that warmth of the sunshine. So as you walk through this grass, feel the goodness, that awesome vibration of the earth. When you get up, you see that there is a stream, a big, wide stream, and it's been dammed a little bit so that it's created this pond. And at the beginning of it is a waterfall, and you go put your toe in it to see what the temperature of this water is, and it feels perfect. You can't even imagine how the water can feel so perfect. And so you just climb right into that water, and you feel that cleansing, purifying water just washing everything away. Any anger, hurt, frustration, any feelings of not enough, of not being worthy, of disappointment and sadness, suppression, any feelings of overwhelm or hopelessness. And you just feel that as you're swimming in this water, that it's washing everything away. And you go down in this water, and you're so surprised that you can breathe in this water. And as you're under the water, everything is just being washed away. You swim over to the waterfall, and you climb up on a rock, and that waterfall just pours down on you, washing everything away and cleansing. You can feel it massaging anywhere you need on your neck and back, and it feels so good. After sitting under the waterfall, you dive back into the water, and it feels amazing. And then you swim over to the other side, and you climb out, and there's this beautiful, warm rock that looks like the perfect rock to sit on. And as you walk over to this rock and sit down on this rock, it feels like it is molded just for your body to sit back and lay in the sun and have a place for your feet to be grounded in the earth. And as you lay back, you feel all of the energy centers of your body lighting up and opening up to feel that flow of energy up and down throughout your body. And you tell yourself the affirmations to just clear anything that's left that could possibly be left, to just let that pure nourishing energy to be flowing freely up and down through your energy centers. You start with, I am grounded, I am rooted, I am supported, I am authentic, I am free, I am powerful, I am nourished, I am fulfilled, I am joyful, I am loving, I am cared for, I am articulate, I am charismatic, I am ingenious, I am seen, I am open, I am in tune, I am atoned for, I am crowned. And you feel this crown. As you say that, you feel this crown on the top of your head. That is like this beautiful, beautiful crown full of flowers, and it just opens up to let that same heavenly energy flow through your body up and down, those energy centers and that earth energy to flow up and down. And you feel so aligned. I am aligned. And you, as you sit on this heavenly rock, feeling this heavenly, earthly, it's where heaven and earth connect, and you feel those energies flowing freely through your body. Then you feel those heavenly mirrors being reflected and showing your body, each organ, each cell in your body, exactly what it was designed to be. Your brain, it has a reflection of the perfect healthy brain. Your spine, your teeth, your eyes, your nose, your kidneys, your stomach, your lungs, your heart, your gallbladder, your colon is filled with perfect, happy, good bacteria to digest and nourish you. You feel so good, and you feel so aligned as all of these mirrors are showing every part of your body exactly the design, their divine blueprint, their true origin. Take one more minute just to, in this place of alignment, to ask yourself, what is the most important thing for me to do today? And I want you to go through and spiritually create this day and see what is the most important focus and what's the most important thing to write or to do or to focus on throughout this day, and give yourself some space to spiritually create this day. Okay, I hope that that was a helpful exercise for all of you. And the thing that I wanted to go over today that I discovered and realized that I have not allowed myself to do is to grieve. I have lots of expectations of myself, and sometimes they're good, and sometimes, especially when I tend to be pretty critical of myself, they're not the most helpful thing. But allowing ourselves to have a period of grief gives us the opportunity to let go of those expectations and to find joy in where we are. And so, for example, I always expected myself to have a nice home that is comfortable for me and for my children, and to have plenty of land for my children to explore in. And that I would read them books, because I do homeschool my children. And I think that with that comes an even higher expectation of what that looks like. And having, okay, let me back up for just a second. So just a quick piece on this. So Charlotte Mason is a person who developed this basis that a lot of homeschool is based on. And so we connect, basically her idea is that we connect to our children through their hearts, and we connect to our children's hearts through art, music, literature, and nature. Art, music, literature, and nature. And there might be another one I'm forgetting, but we really connect, and story, which is literature, I guess, that we really connect to our children through their hearts. And we use, that's why God has given us this beautiful earth, and story and all of these things to really nourish our children through their hearts. And when we connect to our children through their hearts, that's when we find the space that they want to be more obedient, and because they have that love and connection to us. Anyway, so that's where I've always seen my life, and my life doesn't match that. And my sister has just gone through a really, really hard breakup with her fiance husband. That's a whole nother story. But she, of all of my sisters, she has the most confidence, the most self-assurance, and the most confidence. And watching her going through this grieving process, I'm like, good grief, aren't you? Like, she's been crying and bawling. And I just thought, aren't you done yet? But I've also watched her, and I can see that she has a more healthy relationship with herself. And so I was talking to her about it, and she said that she knew that she needed to go through all of the stages of grief multiple times over and over until she could fully work through it, and so that it wouldn't be stuck in her body. And I just admire her for her ability to do that, and for her ability to show me that that is a better way than what I've been doing. Because I think that a lot of times we don't validate our feelings, or we've been taught not to validate our own feelings. And then I have not validated my children's feelings because of what I've been taught, not to validate my own. And it's not because it's anybody's fault, it's just that we didn't know. And so anyway, that's enough preamble. I've used up all the time already, or most of it, just giving all of the precursor stuff. So whether it's an expectation of where you wanted your life to be that it's not, or whether it's a dream that can no longer take place, or whether it's a person, or whether it's a relationship, or whatever it is, I think that is a key to healing that I haven't given myself. And so that's what I wanted to cover. And so a lot of different places you can see that the grieving process is broken into 5 or 7, sometimes even 12, I think, process stages, but I'm going to use 7 today. And the first one is shock and denial. And so when you realize that you're whatever it is that you're grieving over is not going to be the thing that you thought, then you may react with loss or numbed disbelief. You deny the reality of this at some level, just to avoid the pain. And this shock allows you protection so that you're not overwhelmed with all of this all at once. And so a couple of emotions during the stage of grief is mourning, sadness, confusion, discomfort. And so when this finally starts to wear off, to go away, then the next stage is pain and guilt. And so then at this place, then you feel this like awful, excruciating pain. And it feels probably unbearable, like almost unbearable. And so then that's, I think, where the place where a lot of us use any addictions that we might have to numb that pain. And so a lot of numbing things, are actual drugs or alcohol or social media, just scrolling, or books to escape. I do that a lot, books to escape my life. or whether they're, a lot of times I do like historical fiction novels and stuff like that, but even nonfiction, I will dive in and say, well, maybe I can fix myself by learning all these things. And I just numb and I don't actually deal with the emotions or food, or I do that too. Like I will eat really, because I am a good cook and I make yummy things, then sometimes I will make really delicious cookies or brownies, and I haven't been doing that as much anymore, but I still will find things like, anyway. And so recognize when you're doing that, when you're numbing, and give yourself space to journal and to feel the feelings of pain. And again, the feelings that you feel, and some of the feelings in the stage of grief is sadness, guilt, desperation, and betrayal. And then the third stage of grief is anger and bargaining. So the frustration gives way to anger, and you may want to lash out or blame people and create this victim villain scenario. But as you take a step back and realize that people are people and we're just trying to get through this life most of the time, then, and that's not a healthy way to process, then, and realize that you are responsible for your own life. I'm responsible for what I have created in my life, even if it's not what I want. And so a lot of times in this stage, we'll feel anger, resentment, and we'll want to bargain and try to be stubborn and figure out a way around this. And then the next stage is depression, reflection, and loneliness. And this is another place you might be trying to numb with. So emotions you might feel during this, in this place of hurt and loss. Something that's healthy to do is talk through it to work through it and find, whether you go to a counselor or a friend to try to work through this, through talking through it. Dr. Amen recommends, especially for traumatic things, whether it's real or perceived traumatic, then EMDR is a therapy that he recommends. And so the feelings in this place is depression, feeling heavy, crushed, frustrated, overwhelmed. And so the fifth stage is this upward turn. And so as you adjust to this place in your life, then you feel calmer, your life is more organized, your physical symptoms lessen, and your depression starts to lift a little bit. And so that you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel at this place. And this is something you can build on. You start to feel strengthened, motivated, and awakened. And so the sixth stage is reconstruction and working through. So this is where you become more functional, your mind starts working again, you start seeking realistic solutions, and you start to work on reconstructing yourself and your life, or with whatever that means. And so you feel inspired, determined, and refreshed at this stage. And the seventh stage is acceptance and hope. And during this, you learn to accept and deal with the reality of your situation. It doesn't mean instant happiness, but you say, okay, you have some hope that you can move forward, and you don't return to that carefree place. And so, but you see that you can reach joy and happiness again. And so you feel hopeful, comforted, relaxed, and secure. And during a grieving process, you go through these different stages over and over and over, at least maybe not every single time, but for big things, then you go through these stages of grief lots of times till you're fully freed from this grief and you're ready to move forward. So I personally, for myself, know that journaling is very therapeutic. It's a way for me to work through my emotions, to own my emotions, to own where I am, to own my part in my life, my thoughts, what I have created, and also to give myself grace through Jesus Christ, to accept his atonement and accept his healing power in my life. And I know that that is also done through this grieving process. So Maribel, did you have anything that you wanted to add, or any questions, or anybody else?
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that we should go through all that process, because it's true. I never have taken the time to the changes in my life, or the things that I don't accept. I just kind of put it out of my mind, like, okay, I'm not going to bother with that. So I try just to take it, but I know it's probably deep inside me that one day can hurt me for not taking the time to heal. So yeah, that's not a good thing. I was realizing that, like, oh, okay, I should go through those period of time, and I know I should write a lot more than I usually don't take the time. Every time that I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to write, then it's so many other things that happen that it's like I never find the time to write, because every time I'm thinking about it, something else take the first place. So the writing part, it doesn't get done. So yeah, I think I need to really start to do that, because what I have here, if we don't heal ourselves, is in ourselves and in our bodies, in a place in our bodies that they could create pain or will create sickness. So
Exactly. Yes.
So I guess it's important, even when it's small things.
Yes. So in this book that I talked about last week, Dynamic Health by Dr. Ted Morter, he talks about how he calls it sensory, what is it called? It's SDS, sensory dominant stress. So basically he's talking about when we might not even consciously recognize it, but when we get things locked up in our bodies, we, like, wherever that stress decides to be in our body, it puts that organ or that spot or the multiple organs that are associated with it in constant fight or flight. So instead of being able to be, okay, it's under stress and then it goes back to normal, it's constantly under stress. And so it blocks healing. And there's another place I was trying to find. Basically, he says the same thing that I was saying before, and that we've learned from lots of different people, that it blocks that energy flow. So you have this actual flow of energy up and down your body, up and down your energy centers. And when you have that stress from not processing emotions, then it causes you to not have the opportunity to fully heal or to release that from your body. So thank you, Maribel. That's well said. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add, or anybody else? Let's see, what else was there? I don't know if any of you have read the book by James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, So Is He, but The scripture that's from is Proverbs 23:7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. And we really are. And whether it's, when we have this stress, a lot of times we think about it consciously, but then it gets moved to our subconscious. So we're not even aware of it. And sometimes I don't even recognize thoughts that are going through my head until I recognize a feeling of, a low vibration feeling in my body. And then I'm like, oh, what have I been thinking? And then and then sometimes I still can't figure it out. And I know, just as we went over the beautiful, beautiful things of Easter and Christ's resurrection, we are here to heal and to help others heal so that we can fulfill our passions, our purpose, and the promises, I guess 3 P's, are the promises that we made before we came here. And anyway, I hope that this is helpful to all of you. Mari, if there's any other comments or anything, then please speak up, or else we're gonna go ahead and finish up.
Well, I really enjoyed the meditation. I needed it for my body. Because sometimes I go really fast and I do something like, okay, I do the breathing, but just to sit down and relax and try to be grounded and give all these great affirmations. I know that I was feeling like today is just going to be a great day because I took this time, and I also imagined I was working in what I'm going to be doing today. So it was wonderful.
Oh, good. And Melanie has a sheet that you can buy from her that's a beautiful, where she has affirmations for each of the energy centers. And so if any of you, I invite all of you to take her free 5-day meditation and maybe take one of her other ones, and also her affirmation sheet. And I've added my own to that, but I love her stuff. I think she is a gift to humanity. So thank you, Melanie, and thank you all for being here, and you have a wonderful week.